So you will need to create more assessment components, and the more assessment components you create, and then the more columns you will have. And what happens is that when the student views it in My Grades, it appears like this, and there are more and more items going on, and they can see their grade and the feedback that you have provided to them. And this column, this rows increase as you increase the grading components. And if you want to do your grading on the paper, but still them to appear here, you can also create a column. So you can call this, let's say, pop up quizzes, or let's say thematic assessment. And column name, and you can give it a little bit of a description, and then the score will be ADA school schema. That's the main schema that we use. The category of this can be, let's say, assignment. So possible points is always 100, and so basically what happens is that you create a column where you can record the information. For example, I give the student 30, and okay, and I give the student 95, and so on. So basically in thematic assessment the students get their grades, and you can also give them feedback. So you can go to view grade details and give them manual override, and in that you can give them, for example, 95 and then feedback. So I will do this for my own so that it is later on visible. So let's say that for this student called Ramil, I gave the grade will be 68, and I'll give him not good this time, not good this time. Please try to improve in the future tests. This is very not very useful feedback, but this is for this video only. You can obviously give them a copy of their paper. You can show them a video to watch and so on. So this will be, you can use any of these functions and they will appear on the student side. And I gave the student this grade, and so basically this that I create column, I can grade the thing on paper and record the data here, and the student will have a unified a center where they can watch and follow their grades. So they got this grade. Now it will increase, it will get very messy as the semester progresses. What is important is we need a final grade for the students. So we need this weighted total. So we need to set this up in a way that that calculates this individual grades. So I will go to this. Weighted total is a calculation, calculated column. So when you edit the information, it will show you the details. So here we will use ADA school schema again. And if you want, you can give the students a score or their number. But in the school, we will follow the letters only. So please just use none here. Because the letters play an important role. And what happens is that you've got this graded items, and if you transfer them here, they will be calculated in the weighted total. So let's say that end of the unit I transfer here, and then this, and then this. So this you need to give them weight. The weight is as we saw here in the assessment, so the weight will be according to this. And so weight, let's say, just for fun, I will give this 40, I will give this 20, and I'll give this again 40. This needs to be 100%, otherwise it will not be calculated correctly. And so once you do it 100%, it says calculate as a running total. It means that calculated on an ongoing basis, yes, including the grade center, and there we go. So what happens here is that once you give a grade and no grade here, so this grade is calculated and the student gets a final weighted total. So if the weight here is lower than this, then it means that this plays an important role, and that's why this F canceled this C, and then the weighted total is F. So what the student sees is, on the other hand, once you calculate this, the student can see, my weighted total. You can give it a different name because it's not a very useful name. So it's C. The student got C, and the individual parts are like this. So you can call this go back. Go back, and you can call this a good name, not weighted total. So edit column information you can do, and call this my final grade. My final grade, or yeah, let's call it just my final grade. And this is more interactive than the technical weighted total. So what happens is the student says my final grade is C, and then why is it C? Because of this elements. And the student can view the description. The description is here. You can also give it a nicer explanation if you want, and it shows that this final grade is the average of unit end of the unit tests, homework 20%, thematic assessment 40%. So this is done automatically, but you can change the description if you want, and again it is done here. Back to the teacher view again, and here we have weighted final grade, now we called it, and edit column information, and then here's the description. You can write a nice description here because it's really a very technical description. You can write a nice description of what weighted total is. You can also explain the running total and so on. So this is how to set up the weighted total, and in the next video I will talk about how to combine 2-3 assessment components into one and calculate it as one.